Welcome to case study number 3. In this case study, we're going to look at a boat purchase rather than just the cruising kitty scenarios we've looked at before. And to me, this is one of the most impactful examples of what we can do with the Bank on Yourself strategy. And again, just a reminder, all of these examples are hypothetical. They're not to be taken as any kind of guarantee for you specifically, et cetera, et cetera. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's our scenario. We have Jerry and Susan. Jerry's 47, Susan is 44. They're both self-employed. They sold a boat about 6 months ago, so they have some cash in the bank from that sale and planning to apply that to their next boat. Jerry and Susan are also looking, in addition to a new boat purchase, they've also got some cash flow coming in, about $4,000 a month, and they want to apply that somehow for retirement, but they're already maxed out on their retirement plans and what they can contribute. So they're just kind of looking for options there. Now, Jerry and Susan's plan for the new boat, they have $110,000 cash from the sale of their last boat. So their plan, they found a boat they want to buy. It's $325,000, and their plan is to put $110,000 down and then finance the remaining $215,000 over 20 years at a payment of $1,540 per month. So that's Jerry and Susan's plan. So here's what the Bank on Yourself plan would look like, and I call this a hybrid financing strategy. So we're going to set up a level premium whole life insurance contract for $70,000 per year, set up the Bank on Yourself way, and then an additional $40,000 drop-in premium is what we call it in the first year. So that is the total of their $110,000 cash will go into the policy in year 1. And then Jerry and Susan are going to take a policy loan right away for 20% down, or $65,000 for their new boat, and finance the remaining balance like they were going to. Then between years 4 and 5, Jerry and Susan will take an additional policy loan. They'll have enough accumulated to pay the bank off. So essentially within 4 or 5 years, they'll have refinanced the entire boat purchase price into their Bank on Yourself plan. And then they'll repay themselves over the 20-year period back to their own Bank on Yourself plan at the same terms they would have gotten from a bank. So this scenario is a little more involved than the last ones, so we might take a few extra minutes here. And so here's the short-term numbers. These are the illustrated values for that level premium policy we were just talking about. You see the premium dollars coming in, the initial policy loan for the down payment, and then in year 5 on here, the remaining balance to pay the bank off. So by 5 years, the bank's paid off and the whole balance has been moved in here. Now note here, what we've done is adjusted the premium down to $42,059 so that the combination of the premium going in and the payment that they're making on the policy loan is a total of the $70,000 per year that they can afford. And then, of course, once the smoke clears and the loan is paid off, they have accumulated a cash value of over $1.5 million. And here are the long-term numbers. You can see at age 70, that cash value is up to $1.6 million. And of course, this is life insurance, so we also have the death benefit over here, a couple million to $3 million there. Now, keep in mind, I'm demonstrating this as a single policy. The other thing we could do here is we could have 2 policies, one on Susan, one on Jerry, for exactly half of the amounts on each, and get the same total outcome. And then, of course, the lifetime value by the time age 90 comes around is $3.275 million in their Bank on Yourself plan. And keep in mind, all of this accumulation happens because of something I call luck, lifetime uninterrupted compounding. And that means that when we borrow from these cash values, the money in the policies continue to grow as if we never touched a dime of it. And that makes a really significant difference, and you'll see that here as we look at the comparison. So what we're going to do here is compare Jerry and Susan's plan to the Bank on Yourself plan. You can see that we have the same initial cash, the same boat purchase price, but here's where the difference really comes in. And you see the $90,545. Those are the growth dollars that are happening in the policy on the funds that were borrowed to purchase the boat while they've borrowed it. And that makes a huge difference in the effective volume of interest. See, most people get wrapped up in the annual percentage rate when they think about interest, but what it's really about is the volume of interest over the lifetime of that loan. And you can see that it's a huge difference here. Jerry and Susan's plan would have had them paying nearly 72% of their payments on the financed amount would have gone to interest, or up in smoke, in other words, versus with the Bank on Yourself strategy, only 17%. And it's actually even better than that, because if you look at the lifetime gain or loss columns, there's about a little over $900,000 in gain over their lifetime as a result of the dollars used to finance the boat. And so if it's a gain on that side, if they don't implement the Bank on Yourself plan, then they're basically walking away from dollars that they could have had. And you can see the total lifetime plan value over the whole program is a what I call swing difference. So the difference between minus 1.395 million and plus 3.275 is $4.671 million. So it's a huge difference over their lifetime. And in fact, if they were to take their money and put it anywhere else in order to match this outcome, they would have to generate somewhere around 8 to 10% per year for 43 straight years without ever experiencing a loss. So just a tremendous difference. And this is all the difference between the lifetime loss or gains is something we call the banking equation. And the banking equation simply says this: you finance everything you buy because you either pay interest on the money that you're financing, or you give up the interest you could have earned on the cash you spend. And mastering the banking equation is exactly what the Bank on Yourself strategy is really all about. So in the final analysis for Jerry and Susan, the couple of things I want to point out: the size of the numbers don't matter. The strategy would work the same for a $40,000 classic plastic sailboat as it will for a $1 million luxury yacht. One of the advantages is that their money is accomplishing multiple objectives at the same time. So their money is going into the plan and is savings. It's a solution for the savings they were wanting to put away for retirement. But in the short term, that money also was able to be used to finance their new boat. The death benefit also is a security factor and provides them that protection. So the same dollars, the same premium dollars going in are accomplishing multiple objectives all at the very same time. It's very, very safe. We have no exposure to stock market fluctuations or losses. We have contractual guarantees that are part of this scenario. There's a lot of things going in here. Jerry and Susan would have to take some big risks to match this performance. This is even better than paying cash, again, because you become a master of the banking equation. And not only controlling the interest, but also capturing the interest on the cash that you would have spent. That $110,000 they were going to put as a down payment. If they would have done that with their plan, they would essentially be giving up the growth they could have earned on that $110,000 for the next 43 years, and that's just a significant amount. So I think, like I said, I think this is a great example. If you'd like to find out how the Bank on Yourself strategy can apply to your specific situation, the best way to do that is to just have a free consultation call with me. We spend 15, 20 minutes, talk about your situation specifically and whether or not Bank on Yourself is a good fit for you. You can schedule that online at boatdollars.com or just email me directly, john@jinsley.com.